Welcome once again to Ask Chuck, our webcast weekly while we're in session. I'm sorry that the 2 weeks of spring break I did not have an Ask Chuck webcast. We started last week. Hope you had an opportunity to view last week's Ask Chuck. We ask a few questions that we take from questions that have been emailed in for my response. But we can't do every question that you would like to have me discuss on webcast, so if you emailed in a question and don't get an answer, we will give an answer in writing. So I'll immediately go to the ones that I have on my BlackBerry. Greg and Garner emails, is there a bill coming to the floor concerning fees on airplanes for carry-on luggage? Yes, there's been a bill put in by Senator Schumer of New York because Spirit Airlines is starting to charge for carry-on luggage. There's been a very negative reaction to what Spirit is doing. So 5 other airlines have already declared that they are not going to try to match Spirit's effort and put a fee on carry-on luggage. Now that's 5 other airlines probably carrying 90% of the passengers. Maybe Spirit will back off, but the bill that Senator Schumer put in has only been introduced. Your question is, will it come to the floor for a vote? I don't know, but I can bet that if the other airlines had not made these statements, that bill would have gotten legs and passed very quickly, and I compliment Senator Schumer for the introduction of that bill. I'll go to the second question now. It comes from Rod in Marshalltown. He emails something that will take a very short answer, but I'll probably give a longer answer. Obama has only brought us more debt, more taxes, more welfare, more regulation, more government, and more wasteful spending. We can't afford it. You're absolutely right, Rod, but let me give you a longer answer, and that is that with the budget adopted a year ago, and this year we have not adopted a budget yet. Usually we do that during the month of March, but I think it's coming up now either late April or early May. But with last year's budget, he's put us on a trajectory to triple the national debt by the end of this decade, because Congressional Budget Office, the professionals there, always try to forecast 10 years ahead of time. So tripling over the next 10 years. Tripling would be from this level. For 50 years, the national debt has been about 35 to 40% of gross national product. We're one of the lowest in the world at 35 to 40%. Europe has established a benchmark of no more than 60%. Some countries like Japan have maybe 120%. And then you have countries like Argentina that are so bad off that they have to default. Well, we don't want the United States to be in a position of default, but when you get to 90% of gross national product at the end of 10 years, and right now it's 65%, it's really scary. So I hope that the next election will bring enough new people to Congress and as a result of the election, see the bad aspect of a 90% of gross national product, national debt, that there will be a change of attitude, and whether Republicans or Democrats control Congress next time, that we will have a mandate from the people to interject ourselves into this trajectory of 90% and stop it and make sure that we have a manageable debt, or even eventually do like we did in the years 1997 to the year 2000 when Republicans controlled Congress. We paid down $580 billion on the national debt. Rod, I hope that we're able to make that point over the next several months, so when we come back next year, we won't be on this trajectory of tripling the national debt. At the end of a webcast, I give you a forecast for what's coming up over the next 5 days of this work week in Washington before I go home to have meetings with Iowans, as I do every weekend. We will be taking up at least immediately this week, and this may just be for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, but we're going to have a lot of debate on a lot of nominees for the Treasury Department, for the Circuit Court of Appeals, and for District Court. I hope that you'll tune in next week.